Brits demand Harry and Meghan be stripped of their royal titles after turning their backs on the UK. Okay, it's more specific than that. Uh, 68%, nearly 70% of Brits believe that Harry and Meghan should no longer be allowed to use the titles Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This after their very woke, don't vote for Trump thing at the time 100. Now, there's a very interesting review of the body language by this person, and I quite agree. Prince Harry seemed regretful and tense during his Time 100 interview, says a body language expert. I quite agree. Let's look at it. According to James, Harry appeared uncomfortable and seemed like he was aware of the fallout of his and Meghan's interview that his and Meghan's interview might cause with the rest of the royal family. I quite agree. I mean, he made some weird faces. He almost made faces as weird as Justin Bieber. And when I see I think Justin Bieber is a huge talent. But when I see him just walking down the street making those faces, I just want to slap him. Uh, I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about Justin Bieber. And Harry was making just really odd, uncomfortable looking faces. James also noted that Harry took a back seat to Meghan in terms of body language, with Meghan taking up more physical space on the bench. She does this every time. And she was literally elbowing him out in previous talks. They've got some tutoring on this. She's not really doing that anymore. She's letting him stay in the frame. But in the first one where I saw, she literally pushed him almost completely out of the frame and took the direct center of the frame. According to James, it could have been a calculated move on Harry's part that she took up more physical space. Quote, "It's possible Harry still needs to look like the guest rather than the host to avoid looking like somebody who's lecturing on a subject that doesn't personally involve him." Yeah, Harry has never voted. He's been prohibited from voting his entire life, and now he's lecturing Americans how to vote in our election, and he is a visitor here on a visitor's visa. The other thing I want to cover is Barbados announces their plan to leave the colonial past by becoming a republic. This could happen as soon, I think it's going to occur November 2021. Here's an interesting tidbit. In addition to Barbados and the UK, Queen Elizabeth II currently serves as the head of state of Antigua and Barbuda, Australia, Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Solomon Islands, and Tuvalu. These queen-led nations are known as Commonwealth realms. Okay, so Barbados is a Commonwealth realm, which is distinct from the 54 nation Commonwealth nations that have a connection to Great Britain. The Queen's role is the head of state, and it's ceremonial. She's represented in each country by a governor general who carries out the Queen's day-to-day duties. Remember how this was being kicked around, that Harry was going to go ahead and be a governor general somewhere. The last country to remove the Queen as head of state was Mauritius in 1992, and other Caribbean countries that have removed the Queen are Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Dominica. Look at how wonderfully well those countries are doing. Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Dominica. They all removed the Queen in the 1970s. That seems to be a testimony to... Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I kind of really knew that, the don't vote for Trump thing, this incident, was the new South Africa, no one ever asked me how I'm feeling, and Harry says every click, every snap, makes me think of Diana. So I knew it, and it's blowing up, man. 68% of Brits now say that Harry and Meghan should not be able to use their titles, should not be allowed to use their titles. I quite agree. They don't serve the Queen. I think Harry is still thinking that he does. I also think that the the Queen's Commonwealth Trust should be taken from them. Okay, because they simply don't serve the Queen. They just don't. And in fact, they spend a lot of time attacking the Queen and Charles and William. That's literally all that Meghan does. That's the kind of person Meghan is. She's somebody who sets up straw men and enemies and constantly attacks them, and she's never going to stop. So, and Harry is married to her right now, so will Parliament vote to strip the titles from Harry and Meghan? Are we going to see a vote? Because there's all kinds of weird stuff, asking about Charles becoming king. It's either he becomes king for like a single minute and then passes it on to William, or maybe not at all. There's something odd there. So opinions change. Will Parliament vote to strip the titles of Harry and Meghan? The devil wants to peek out there. What do we got here? Well, we've got the fox, very clever, business moves, strength, and mustard seed. A bill, Parliament puts a bill forward. A clever bill, let's see, 23, 24, 6 spades because of the bad relationship. This is, they are talking about this. They are talking about this. And I think there's a parliamentarian, an MP, who's come forward and already proposed this, that they want to remove Harry and Meghan's titles. And apparently Parliament can do this, and the Queen, I'm not sure. There's something, Parliament seems to have the power to do this. Hand-in-hand ruler. Many people working with the crown or in government, many people working together over the long term, transformative for the man. 2331. 2331. Yep. 8 clubs. So they're just talking about it. It's just talking about it. They're not doing it yet. They're not doing it yet. What is turning the tide against the royals? Is it scandals? Is it Meghan and Harry? Or is it all the scandals? Because, there's that guy named Andrew. And there's a lot of, people were protesting in front of Buckingham Palace and banging on the gates and whatnot. Because of all that. So people are kind of upset about that, and they should be. So what is really turning the tide? Is it the scandals or Meghan and Harry? Meghan and Harry or the scandals? We'll put Meghan and Harry over here. Meghan and Harry. What is really pushing this? Meghan and Harry or the scandals? Okay, Meghan and Harry or the scandals. Up here, Angel and Home, 14, 4 clubs. They still love the royal family. Britain loves the royal family. The UK loves the royal family. Is it the scandals? Snake, hidden things. The snake hides in the grass and is very vengeful and evil. The snake in the Garden of Evil, the snake in the Garden of Eden was a symbol of the devil. Player, deception, and things, bad things hidden. 23 plus 5, 28. Secrets. Player is very sexual. So the player hits it and quits it, reacting to the player scandal and the hidden things. So the scandals are really, really, really getting stuck, in their craw. So the people are really noticing the scandals, and like I said, there was just a protest at Buckingham. What about Meghan and Harry? finger of God outside events, lovers, they love Meghan and Harry. Harry was the most popular royal for a long time, and people are not forgetting. 18, 5 diamonds, and he's really coasting on what he had. I know about this. I mean, I was like a leader in the church, and people, they don't forget all the good things that you did. Okay, and when you come under attack, because if you're in front of people, inevitably you're going to come under attack. And my experience was that people really were loyal to me because they remembered all the things that I did. And they just, it takes a lot for people to change their minds. It takes a lot. Okay, so outside circumstances are kind of changing this, but they still love Harry. They don't really know Meghan. Meghan is associated with Harry, and now, unfortunately, Harry has now become associated with Meghan. Harry, and what I mean by that is Harry is following Meghan around, and you know, Harry is the popular, beloved one. So they still love Harry, 9 and 9, 18, because of all his past history. But in the comments, I could see a lot of people, you know, commenting, well, that was just the palace protecting him. He had really smart people around him. He had really good PR. He had good advisors. And this is the real Harry. So it's kind of changing. Okay, I don't believe this is the real Harry. I had my own private narcissist, and boy, oh boy, she just really wrecked my life. And that's what I see Meghan doing to Harry, just completely wrecking his life. And the cruelty of getting this man to, it's like Al-Qaeda getting a hostage to denounce America or something. Okay, that's how I feel about this particular speech. I mean, what a coup, what an accomplishment, what an evil accomplishment to get Harry to go completely political. I just, there's nothing right about this. There's everything wrong about this for Harry. It's not terrible for Meghan. Everything Meghan does benefits Meghan. And even this, it's so outrageous, but it benefits Meghan. Meghan's not going to be harmed by this, but it's so awful for Harry. So they still love Harry. It's the scandals, man. That's what's really, you know, playing on the public's mind, is all of these scandals. Will they remove the Queen's Commonwealth Trust? Because honestly, I feel that they should remove the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Like in March 31st, they should say, you're no longer president and vice president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, which will be a huge blow to Harry. Will they remove the Queen's Commonwealth Trust? Because they just don't serve the Queen at this time. They just don't. And if Harry divorces Meghan and he comes back, then he will be able to serve the Queen. But he's just simply not able to, under the thumb of Meghan. Will they remove the Queen's Commonwealth Trust? Okay, on the surface, working with them, they're all family, 9 and 4, 13, 4 hearts, 2 fours, structure. They're taking it as it comes. We're not going to hear anything. We're just not going to hear anything. Their family, they're going to show a united front. The royal family, they're going to show a united front. We're all working together. Of course, Harry represents the crown, and he is perfect as the president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. And that's the party line. Cutting this direction going forward, committed to cutting this direction. The executioner, the Queen can just simply say, Harry and Meghan, you are no longer president and vice president of my Commonwealth Trust, and stopping the forward movement. So under the surface, definitely this is on the table. They're not missing a trick, okay? They're not missing anything. They are absolutely considering this, cutting this
this progression, stopping the way forward. They're committed to this. They are looking at everything. So absolutely, they are thinking about cutting Harry and Meghan from the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. So the Barbados is leaving. Okay, do the Barbadian public officials have knowledge of, new scandals? I was going to ask more questions about Barbados, but I didn't end up doing it. So, do the Barbados officials have knowledge of new scandals that we're going to see coming out? Like, we don't even know this stuff yet, and they're like, oh my goodness, look at what's on the horizon. They're like looking through their spyglass, and there's a pirate ship on the horizon, and man, they can just see it coming because they have information we don't. So is that why Barbados is leaving? Secret knowledge. Or is it just all this woke business? Wokeness has infected everything, and this is, I would predict that all this wokeness business is going to end very, very, very badly. Hopefully quite soon. Does Barbados know something we don't about scandals coming up? Big change. 4 clubs. Big change in the deep relationship and the communication of the... It's just, things have just changed for them. Okay, on the surface, things have just changed. Things have changed. And that's all it is. Nobody's saying anything. That's how you do it in government. I was in government 25 years. That's how you do it. You don't tell them anything. Let's see. Underneath, Ace of Spades, Straight Razor, Earthquake. Okay, so completely demolishing the past. Okay, cutting away, and everything that was past is destroyed. Okay, when a hurricane or an earthquake comes along, the next morning you come out and everything you may have spent your whole life building is gone. Okay, and that's what this is. This is an end to a legacy. Okay, they were a Commonwealth protectorate or something. I just read it for you. A decision to end the entire past. And the foundation has soured. So, Barbados, okay, I asked, do they have secret knowledge? They just feel that the accumulated evidence, the foundation has soured. Okay, they're just not feeling warm and fuzzy about being a British colony anymore. It's just soured. 10, 20, 6, 7 diamonds. Because of outside events, yeah. Outside events have soured the relationship. Barbados no longer wants to be closely associated with the Queen in the UK. They feel that it's turning sour. So yeah, people are kind of really upset. Even countries, even Barbados, an entire country is like, what is going on with these crazy scandals? Okay, people are upset. Let's review. Will the Parliament vote to strip the titles? They're looking at it. There's no voting here. It's going to take a long time to change this. And that's probably good. That's probably good. Because hopefully by the time they get around to it, Harry and Meghan will already be split up and divorcing. Okay, I would hope that would happen soon. Because it's just not a good match. It's just not, and I'm completely against divorce. Because marriage is for life. But in this, and frankly, let them stay married, okay? But let Harry go back to the UK and serve the Queen. What is really bugging people? Is it Meghan and Harry, or is it the scandals? The scandals. They still have a good opinion of Meghan and Harry. So all this constant press getting in your face and we're charitable people, it works. And they still love the royal family, and they still love Harry. I think it's Harry. I think Meghan is just coasting on the love for Harry, and she doesn't seem to understand this. Will the Queen remove the Commonwealth Trust? We're not going to see even a ripple on the pond, but underneath, they are definitely talking about this. They are talking about removing Harry and Meghan from the Commonwealth Trust, but what is happening is they're just kind of waiting to see how it plays out. And by gum, I'm sure they know more about what's going on with Harry than you or I do. And, there's things going on behind the surface. So, do the public officials in Barbados, they're leaving November 2021, do they know more than us? No, things have just changed. Everything is fine. Love, love, love on the surface. But underneath, the relationship has soured. Okay, it's just not the same. It's not really fancy and wonderful to be a British colony anymore. It's just not that great. Even places like the United States, we declared independence. And I'd say, except for recent events, I'd say that has worked out pretty well for us as a nation. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.